Latino can no longer be rendered invisible. Latinos are boosting the U.S. economy under the powerful franchising business model. It is time for change and to take actions for the business future of the Latino community.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
We stand for more opportunities for people from all walks of life. Join us to be part of the transformation of the franchising industry, where Latinos have the power to grow on a large scale.
Greetings, saludos, welcome to another podcast, the Latino Franchise Association podcast, Franquiciando. Today we have a great pleasure to welcome a new member of the Latino Franchise Association, a Latino trendsetter, someone that worked very hard building his own franchise brand, a Latino Mexico Americano, and we are very, very happy to have him as part of our Latino brands. That they are not, as we all know, there are not that many Latinos that own a franchise brands in the nation. So we are very excited and happy to welcome Raul Fernando, who is the CEO and founder of MOVITA Juice Bar. Raul, bienvenido. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much, Rafael, for the invitation. I'm flattered to be here. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, definitely. I'm so happy, so proud when I saw your brand and I saw what you built. I got so impressed. I mean, I'm very happy for what you're building, and we're definitely gonna be talking about it. But for our listeners and our viewers in all the social media platform and all the podcast platform, officially on behalf of all the members of the Latino Franchise Association, the executive team, the staff, the board director, we definitely want to welcome you. And for those people that are watching, in case that you want to connect with our brand, just visit or take a look at our website, the latinofranchise.org. MOVITA is one of the brands that is featured in our main website, also in our brand El Mercado. El Mercado is our marketplace for Latino franchisors, franchisees, and suppliers. And definitely we are highlighting a new member, MOVITA Juice Bar franchise as a new member. So from there, you guys will be able to visit the websites and connect with them and learn more about what they are all about. But for now, why don't we turn this around and let's focus on Raul, because Raul is tremendo emprendedor, great leader. I mean, we all want to learn more about you. I don't know if you noticed, Raul, but every time I identified a Latino franchisor, I kind of identified and try to connect and build a great bond, because we're like a handful of us. There is like a handful of us in the nation. Out of 4,500 brands, franchise brands, Latino owned, there are less than 50 Latinos that own a franchise brand. So every time I have an opportunity to find one, so you can see that you are unique, my friend. You are.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I didn't even know that. That's wow.
Yeah, there are not that many Latino. I mean, I've been in business for over 35 years, franchising for over 20 years. And I can tell you, I launched my own brand back in over 20 years ago. And I remember I was the first Latino that established a franchise in the tax preparation, bookkeeping, and payroll industry. And I've been in so many conferences, so many conventions. I've been a member of the International Franchise Association for so many years, but I don't see Latino brand owners. And that is part of the reason and part of the motivation that I have to work so hard on the Latino Franchise Association, promoting the franchising business model within the Latino community. So, my friend, welcome. Why don't you tell us where were you born, where you're from, and tell us your humble beginnings? Go ahead.
Definitely, thank you. Rafael, but before I even start, thank you so much because I didn't know that the number, and that is wow, that's quite a number to know that only about 50 Latino franchisees in the U.S. And thank you so much for being the leader, the role model that we look at because without even knowing, you literally show me the way. So thank you so much for that. I truly appreciate that. And in terms of where I was, I was born and raised in Mexico, and then I moved to Los Angeles when I was 16. And I love Los Angeles. I love the U.S. And like you said, I love both Mexico and the U.S. And I'm glad to be here. Thank
So
you.
you were born in Mexico. So which city in Mexico? I mean, Mexico is a huge country, my friend. So many people.
Definitely, yeah. So I was born in the center part of Mexico, which is a state called Michoacan.
Michoacán,
And
okay.
it's a state. I'm from a small town where you wake up and you don't drink coffee, you drink a juice. that was that was my little town. So
All right.
that's why I'm so in tune with juicing. I still juice every morning.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. I mean, it keeps your energy up all the time and your body healthy. That's fantastic. So you were born there. You grew up there. You went to school there. So you came as a teenagers to the United States. So you came in. How was you adapting to the United States? I guess culture. I don't know if you crossed the border. I don't know if you came with a visa or as a legal resident or not, or as an immigrant. I'm an immigrant myself, and I know all the obstacle. I My dad used to say, I don't know if your dad said this to you, but my dad used to say that I have to be 3 times better than everybody else.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have to
So
be
yeah,
better than everybody else, better than the Latinos here, and better than the Latino in my back home in my country. Isn't that right?
I think I lived the same experience. It was quite a culture shock when I came. It was very different, and then especially being in Los Angeles from a small town. Los Angeles is a huge city with over 20 million people in the county. And it was quite an experience. And I remember, funny enough, what you said, over there in my town, there's this saying that, oh, if you go to the US, oh, don't worry, there's plenty of money on the streets. So literally be ready to be brooming those bills because there's so much
Pick them
money.
up, right? You will pick them up from the street, like they're just
Right. And you
on the
just
way with the work.
they're laying right. And then only to find out that it is actually true. If you think about it, it's true. It was a figure of speech. Now I understand that it's a figure of speech. If you really think about it, yeah, the money is there. We just need to figure out a way to collect it. That's what the part that was missing. So that was a shock to me, because I realized that you really have to work hard. It's actually longer hours, more commitment. There's no siesta and taking long breaks, like especially coming from a small town. In my town, they close everything from 2 to 4. That's the
Oh,
time you go to eat. You still have 2 hour siesta, and there was different, but I love it. Like I said, it's a new dynamic. It's the land of opportunity because that's the one thing that we cannot deny. It's that the U.S. is the land of opportunity. If you work hard, if you try hard, if you pursue your dreams, you can eventually, achieve them. So I
I
think that
totally,
that's a
I
great
totally agree.
opportunity.
I totally agree. I'm an immigrant myself. I was born in the Dominican Republic, and the same over there. Siesta was between 12 and 2 p.m. Everybody, I mean, if you work for whatever company, everybody usually go back home to eat a meal with the family before
Right,
they
exactly.
go back
Yeah.
to work by 2 o'clock and stay there until the end of the day. So, very very interesting when you come here and all of these changes. But I'm glad that you have some humble beginning. That you have, I guess, your family. You have a lot of great family values because that's really the difference in those little towns. I mean, everybody's a family. You know everybody on town. Everybody is un primo, right? Everybody's is related, connected to each other, and you know everybody, right?
Right. Everyone says hi every morning. You know your neighbors, you listen to their music and everything. And, we're like a big, huge family.
So when you came to LA, what do you do? Do you enroll in school? Do you got involved
So
in
when I
education,
came,
or you started working, or what?
yeah, I went to, no, I actually went to high school for 2 years, the 11th grade and my senior year. Then from there, I went to college. I went to Cal State Los Angeles.
Fantastic.
That was the only school I applied to because, to be honest with you, back in those days, I didn't know what I was gonna do, with my future. And I remember one great teacher. There's always that great teacher that said, "You know what? I think you have potential. Just try it out." So we made a deal and said, "Okay, I'm gonna try out, but only one school." And then, like, okay, do it. And I was accepted. So that's how I ended up going to college. And then I liked it so much that I ended up also getting a master's degree from the same school in business. So it was, like I said, I was lucky. I think I had the right guidance. I remember my teachers and some people that helped me in college because I was adapting.
What degree you get obtained at college?
So I have a degree in business, and then I have a master's, MBA with a specialty or focus in marketing. So I have a master's in marketing and a college degree in business.
Great combination. Great combination.
It's a good combination, yeah, yeah.
So your first jobs at the beginning, when you started working, what was your first jobs opportunity?
Oh my goodness! I mean, if I started working since I was 12, since I was actually 10. I started working as a bagger in one of the supermarkets in Mexico. So I'll be the person bagging your groceries.
Mhm.
Then when I came here, I worked in a clothing store, and I worked in a few just, minimum wage jobs, basically enough to pay for my some of my school needs, my books and my parking and things like that. But I did it all. Then after college, then I started a business consulting company,
Okay, nice. A
and
consulting.
specializing in the Latino community. Like you said, I didn't know this in franchising, but I do know that most brands in the US, most industries are underrepresented when it comes to the Latino market. And I knew that, I realized that. And so I wanted to do a difference. I wanted to make a difference. So that's why when you told me that story about yourself, I'm like, wow, it's so, we're in tune, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a difference. I realized how come we're so many here, because we're millions in the US. The Latino community is big, but we don't have the same ratio even of businesses in general, not just franchises, but just a business. And I realized that some of us came, and this is me, but I also realized that many people actually might have the same ideas that I had. I wanted to improve my life. So the reason why I came here is because I wanted a better life. And sometimes any job offers you a better life if you compare it to where you come from. And then so your dreams are short. So that was my problem back then. That my dream was short. It was fulfilled really fast. In 2 years, I was working at a minimum wage job, and I thought, okay, that's it. My life is better. Until I learned that there's so much room to improve it. Right? I didn't want to be an employee all my life. I wanted to be an employer, and
Well,
that's what I.
that's why it is good that people, when in every podcast that I have, I try to really dive into and really get my guests to tell about the story, because people see you now and they see you so successful, and people say, "Oh, I want to be like Raul," but they don't realize all the struggles, right? All the hard,
Right.
all the jobs that you went through, all the different try this, try that, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. All the failures, all the time that you hit the ground and then you have to stand up, take all the dust and go back up again. People don't see none of that. But I'm glad that when I had the podcast, I really put most of the emphasis on that, because I learned that people connect with people. You are a role model. I am a role model. People are gonna see you, either those franchisees that you have, or people that they don't even know you. Eventually, they will learn about you, because, like I say, you are a unique person right now. in terms of the Latino community, we're 65 of us, 65 million of Latino in the United States, and to be part of an elite, this is the way I call it, an elite group, less than 50 franchise brand owners are Latinos out of 65 million. Man, that's really something.
Wow, wow.
That is amazing, isn't that? And let me tell you,
Yeah,
one,
we need to, we need to change the number. We need to keep on going. Let's inspire people to become franchise stores, I agree with
definitely,
you.
definitely, definitely. That is the purpose of this podcast, my friend. Believe it or not, it's gonna reach out to a lot of people. A lot of people are gonna be listening. A lot of people are gonna be watching. A lot of people are gonna be following you, what you're doing, and see your progress. And who knows, they might even be investing in your brand, or perhaps there might be some Latinos that own a restaurant or on whatever business, and they want to convert the business into a franchise. See that two Latinos like you and I did it, if the both of us were able to do it, I'm sure that many of them can do it, right?
Definitely, yes, of course. You just have to, for me, it was there was this great saying that I read, and he said something like, something was beholding me until I found it was myself. And that really helped me because that's when I started to face my fears. Sometimes you don't grow, you don't start a business, you don't, because you basically you have fears. You have fears of failure, of criticism, of a certain lifestyle that you have to maintain for people.
Also, your
But
surrounding, right? The
man,
surrounding,
but
your
some
friends, your family. Nobody have done it. I mean, I don't know in your family. In my family, nobody had any business experience. Nobody have any successful business. So I have to learn by try and error. Did you go through the same thing?
You know what? Same thing. And I'll be honest. When I was, you asked me about my college days. The reason why I didn't ever thought about going to college is because no one in my family ever did it. So it was not even in my radar. I didn't see school as something as the next step for me. And again, it has to be with fear. So I was fearful of the unknown. And then I'll be honest, and I don't want to minimize it, but hopefully some people get the same idea of, or I mean see it in a different in a similar way. It wasn't that big of a deal. Like once I went to college, I realized it was not as hard as I had imagined. The monster was not as terrible as I had envisioned it. And it was, it only took me about a year and a half to adapt and learn that I can do it. There's nothing, and I was learning English still. I was taking ESL classes. So double the hard, I guess, the hardship in terms of learning the language and the subject. But the reality is that we all can do it. We just need to put our minds to it and say, okay, let's do it. Let's face it. And I'm going to just go through it. And so hopefully some people can, get inspired and go ahead, pull the trigger and do it. No fears. Don't
Wow,
take your dreams to the grave.
that is fantastic. That is fantastic. So then so you had a consulting business. After the consulting business, do you have any other business, or how were you able to switch from a consulting business to the juice bar business?
You know what? That's a very good question. And it actually connects to my town. So I'm a consultant, right? I have a consulting business. I was doing, I think, about 75, $100 an hour. So for me, that was wow. I'm the king of the world, and I thought I made it. And I go back to Mexico to visit my mom in my little town. And as you know, moms cook for you your favorite meals, and so it was just myself with
Just a
my mom.
correction.
And she,
Just a correction. You said 7,500 an hour. How
oh
much
no
were
no
you?
75 no $75.
Okay, I
Oh no
figured
no
out, but I'm
um,
listening, and I hear you
oh, I'm
saying
sorry. It was I was making $75 an hour.
25
But
dollars
to
an hour.
me, that was more than I ever. I was 25, so to me, it was like, wow, I'm making a lot of money, right? So that's what I was back in those days. So I go to my town to visit my mom, and she was cooking, and then she tells me, "Mijo, son, so what did you study? What do you do in the U.S.?" And then I said, "Oh, I studied, an MBA in marketing." And she's like, "Okay, what is that? Right? I don't understand that." But just tell me what you do. So just in simple, plain terms, what do you do? You wake up and what do you do? And then I said, oh, okay. So I was thinking, how do I describe what I do? Because I was doing consulting, it involves different areas. That, oh, I help business owners make a lot of money. That was
Mm.
my response. I help business owners make money. And it's like, oh, I see. There was like a moment of silence, and she's like, stirring the pots and continue with the cooking. And then she says, you should consider helping yourself one of these days. And that changed my mind. You
Mm.
don't learn that at the best schools. You don't learn that. I realized that, oh my God, I gotta help myself. So on my way back from Mexico, I was just thinking of ideas. I need to do a business. I need to do a business. I need to create a company because it's true. I needed to help myself. That's how the first business came about. I started putting ideas together, and then I made a business.
So so then when do you open up your first um first of all, Movita, what is Movita? From where you got the name and when do you open up your first location? And by the way, I like the slogan, a health conscious and eco-friendly juice bar franchise. But I like what you're building. I like the marketing, the branding. But tell us about the brand, where the name came from, and when do you open up the first one?
Sure. So the first one was opened we did the first one in 2015. So it was about 8 going on 9 years. Movita stands for more life. More, vita, life, more life. So that is actually our promise to customers that if you walk into a Movita juice bar, we promise that your life will be better. Now you might say why and how. We started because my partner, I have a partner, his name is Jorge Campos, and we got together. He went through some family turbulence back in those days. His daughter was diagnosed with cancer, and then also his sister-in-law was also diagnosed at the same time. And it was very heartbreaking to see, your child being diagnosed with cancer. We're happy to say that she's a survivor, so she's still with us, and
Nice.
she survived. But he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, here's the new diet for your child: nothing frozen, nothing out of a can, nothing highly processed. She needs to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, a lot of raw fruits, a lot of, make sure that they're not fully cooked. And he was kind of mad at the time. He said, why are you telling me this now? Why are you telling me this diet now that my daughter has cancer? And then the doctor said, well, I always tell the same story. I always told you the same thing, but you never listened. Now I got your attention. But that's always my message. You got to eat better. There's so much, unfortunately, so much highly processed foods out there, widely available. And that is a problem. So we got together and said, you know what? Why don't we do something? Let's think of something that can do good and do well. You see, because you could do well and do good at the same time. So we said, let's create a juice bar where we start doing a lot of clean ingredients, a lot of juicing and smoothies and acai bowls, but with the best ingredients, with that in mind. So we technically sell health in a cup. That's actually the industry that I always think of. We sell health by the cup. So just that's how we started.
Wow. And what did you open on your first location and in which year?
Yeah, that was 2015, and that was in the city of Downey in Los Angeles. Um,
This one
we
down.
opened the first store, and it's a funny story because it used to be a smoke shop. Um, so it went from a smoke shop to a healthy juice bar. So yeah, the first one actually was the one in 90 on top. I see you showing
Locations.
the yeah, those are the coming, the opening soon. But if you go up on the locations, there's one in that one. The first one, the first one, the very first one, that's the one, which is the one in 9202 Lakewood in city of Downey.
So this is the
Yeah.
flagship this is the main location, the first one, the one that created it all.
That's the one. That's the one where I was very fearful. Would it hit? Would it work? What do I do if it doesn't? And now we have many locations.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. So you started experimenting. Who came up with the menu? Who came up with a because juices is like a science, right? You have different combination, different taste, different this, different that. Who is creating
You
the menu?
know,
Because I was looking at the
I'm
menu.
one of, I got help through, with, I got help obviously by nutritionists and people, doctors and people that are very familiar with the benefits of fruits and juices and vegetables. But luckily enough, like I said, I grew up in a little town where that is a norm. Every day, like I said, you wake up and they don't drink coffee, they drink, they juice every morning. And they're freshly picked ingredients. Literally, you go and get a juice, and the ingredients were picked that same morning. So
So
I was very in tune with the ingredients and juicing. So I was just doing the combinations to make sure that they were well balanced combinations. One of the things I realized is that whenever people say healthy, they almost assume that it's not going to taste good. They think like, oh,
oh yeah.
in many cases, that's true because they go too extreme, right? So if you only drink kale juice, of course, you're not going to be able to drink it every day. But if you combine it, for example, with a little bit of lime and a little piece of pineapple and celery and spinach and all other ingredients, then you could balance out the taste. So you don't think of it as not tasting good. You think, oh, it's healthy, but it still tastes good. So that's one of the things we do. We make sure that every flavor is well balanced.
This is what I like about the menu. When I was looking at it the other day, I said, "Wow, this is very interesting." First of all, I see, I see that you have a very diverse menu in terms of juices. Because at the beginning, I thought it was just juices, but you have juices, smoothies, acai. You have also functional cold, brews, juice shots, kits, etc. But when I look at the juices, then I see that they have very unique names in a way. The cleanser, the diet text, the daily 7. I'm assuming that each name has a meaning, but also I look at number one, the ingredient, what is in that particular juice, like in this one, lemon, pineapple, all of the stuff. And then also when you read the support, it says here potassium, dietary fiber, but it says that I guess it cleans the internal organs. It makes your skin look better, beautiful, better. It helps you with the vision, your teeth, non-laxative. Okay. So each juice, I guess you know what the main purpose of each juice and what it's gonna do in your body.
Correct. So basically, again, one of the things, and again, I guess, I don't want this to sound like I'm, saying negative things about other, juice bars or businesses. That's not my intention, but there's big misconceptions out there, right? Like, for example, orange juice is healthy. Yeah, it's healthy if you drink 4 ounces or less, but not if you drink a whole bottle of 24, 30 ounces of juice, because that has a lot of sugar. You could be eating way more sugar than you're supposed to, but most people don't realize that. So we don't even sell orange juice. So you might think, no, we don't, because we our job is to protect you even from your own self. So we want the brand to be the trusted brand that if you go in there, you're gonna know that everything is pre-approved, everything was already kind of reviewed for health. And I'll give you a few examples so you know what I mean. Uh, we have our own protein blend. So we actually spent a lot of money, went to a lab and developed our own protein. Now, why is that? Because the proteins that are widely available in the market, they're not as clean. We realized it had a lot of bad ingredients. Our protein is 100% natural ingredients.
Wow.
So there's nothing artificial. We use, even as a sweetener, we use stevia or monk fruit, things that are healthy, that are not bad, they're not highly processed. So we do that with our protein. So it's very unique. I'll give you another example. Uh, we use a lot of almond milk. we make our almond milk every day in house, one ingredient. So we don't have, I was buying some other almond milk that was supposedly a very good brand, but it had a lot of ingredients, over 40 ingredients, and many ingredients were not clean or healthy. So we make our own, we started making our own almond milk now. So that tells you how we're always reviewing the ingredients, seeing what's good for people. Like we don't use sugar, for instance. We only use organic agave nectar because it's low glycemic, because it's better for you than sugar. It tastes really good, and when we go through that, now we
By the
could
way,
use
this is my favorite juice, the one that you see on the screen. This is
the
the way
velvet. Yeah.
this is what my mother used to do all the time. Beets with carrots, and oranges. Also, she used to throw some. I look at this and I say, well, this brings a lot of memories. But then I went down and I looked at the Daily Seven. I mean, wow, this has an even better or greater combination. Let me ask you a question: are the prices different? Like this one will cost more than the other one, or is the same?
No, so that's one of the things. Here's no a couple other things that we did. So we only have one size. So really, we don't carry small, medium, large, or extra large. We only carry one size because when it comes to your health, there's not different portions or sizes. So that is one of the, I guess, the 24-hour ounce size that we carry. And then when you combine all those ingredients, the daily seven, for instance,
Uh-huh.
you have your daily seven vegetables and fruits that you're supposed to eat daily. There you go. You can have it really quick because it's really difficult. Just think about it, how
Yeah.
difficult it is to consume fresh fruits and vegetables every day. It is very difficult. So we make it so it's easy and convenient, and you could just say, okay, I want this juice, and that's it. Check mark. I completed my daily dosage.
Daily commitment. You have to get one of these every day.
Yeah.
Now, what about the other products? Let me go back to the menu. I noticed that you also have a smoothie. Tell us about the smoothie. And some people think um, that these are, it has a lot of fat in it, and you gain more weight than what you lose. But
So no,
saucy.
yeah, no. So that was the other thing that a lot of people did not understand the benefits of protein. And when I first started, it is an interesting story as well. When I first started in 2015, I would say about 10% of all smoothies would contain protein because we would have to ask people, would you like a shot of protein or a scoop of protein? And most people would say no for the wrong reasons. No, I don't want to gain weight. No, I want it pure. No, I think it'll taste like medicine. No, I don't want to develop muscles and then I'm going to look manly, for girls.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, wow, it's interesting how that was the case. But luckily enough, with everything that was happening and then in the US when it comes to obesity and health, a lot of people got educated. And now I can tell you 99% of all the smoothies we sell contain protein automatically. Like we don't even ask. We If you don't want protein in your smoothie, now you have to let us know, please, no protein.
Mhm,
And that
mhm.
tells you that society is going in the right direction when it comes to understanding. And the pandemic did a very similar thing. The pandemic educated most people on the benefits of eating healthy. And it's not a sacrifice. Again, you could do it and still enjoy it.
Tell us about the archive walls. I mean, this is becoming very popular. I like the photos of every time I see, the archive walls or any brand, I see so many colors. It's really, appealing to your eyes when you look at like
Right. So I'll tell you, they call it, acai, acai,
yeah.
um, well, the difference, it comes from Brazil. So these are berries that are grown in the Amazon, in Brazil, and they bring it to the US. And, it's also, again, very healthy, right? Brazilians are known for being in shape and very healthy. So they eat this on a regular basis. So that's when, this company that came to the US brought this acai. So we started making our own flavors. The traditional, I think we even call it the first one. That's kind of like the real ball. That's the traditional how they normally do it in Brazil, which is basically strawberries and banana, or even only banana. So we started doing, different combinations, so we could incorporate other products and fruits and veggies, and then we even mix them as well. So we have versions where we mix a scoop of protein or flax seeds or chia seeds into the acai, and then we
So
blend it.
this one has Nutella.
We have one, and I always call it the Nutella with moderation, right? And again, for the same thing, we get children that they prefer that. So with the younger population, they really like the Nutella banana acai. But it's better that if you go out there and get something else, like ice cream with a lot of sugar or other things. So parents like to bring their children as well, and that's probably the most popular one for younger, high school and younger. Um, so that's the story about the acai. And again, also the acai that we have, if you click on if you click on the acai, if you click there, click there,
Oh,
then
nice.
it'll tell you, it's organic, fair trade, um, it's vegan, non-GMO. So this is a very good, type of acai. Yeah, I would say it's probably the most expensive in terms of buying it, but our pricing it's very, very competitive.
Incredible, incredible. I really love the menu. I really love. I mean, this is a great business for what I see because you're really keeping your community healthy. I mean, so number of locations, I see that you are focusing right now. Where are you expanding? Let's talk about franchising now. We have a few more minutes left. But franchising, tell us about the franchise brands. Um, so how much does it cost to open up?
So
MO
the franchise fee, it's $48,000 for the first one, and then it goes down for the second one and on. The royalties is 7%. That's the royalties. Right now we have 13 corporate stores, and I believe we're on about 16, 17 franchisees. So we sold. Oh, and we have your logo there, of course. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you for joining us. Yeah, I see that you have us as an affiliate. That's fantastic. I love it. Um,
And yeah, so that's basically.
so,
And we
so
started
how many
franchising.
location total?
Total about 30. Well, not open yet, but 30 in the works. So
30. And
opened 16.
corporate owned, you have about how
Right
many?
now we have 12 corporate owned.
Okay. Uh,
You can put Los Angeles. If you type where it says your location, oh, there, you just put Los Angeles, it'll give you all the maps. Yeah, there you go.
that's what I want to see. This is what I want to see. So your focus right now is California. Any other cities?
Actually, that was last year, but we already got approved in many other states. So now we are also. You could even go to where it says franchise. Where is it? Or it isn't in the franchise website. You could see the areas of development. So now we are actually in many states. So now we're in California, Oregon, Nevada,
This,
Utah, Arizona, Colorado, Texas, uh, and we're probably soon to be in Florida and a couple other states.
let me
So this is brand new. It's an opportunity because this is very recent in the last few months that we got the approvals. So we're now going to develop those territories. And as you know, there's a big advantage because the territories are wide open. There's
I
no
know.
competition in terms of other, locations or cities. So if anyone out there is interested, by all means, we could definitely would love to partner.
So franchising fees $40,000. Royalties, how much royalties?
7% of the gross sales.
And how much is marketing?
The marketing is 2% for national marketing or company wide.
And local marketing is on the franchisees, or you also take it?
Correct. No, the local marketing, the franchisee does it, and it's usually within just a 2-mile radius.
Okay. How much do you? I don't know. I haven't looked at your item 7, and you know what I'm talking about. But how much does it cost to open up one of these locations? I think I saw a photo.
Right. And I'll say it, I'm gonna do a margin because as you know, it varies, right? And in California, it's from 350 to 450 more or less.
This is
And it
what
depends on right, it depends on different there you go. It has the numbers there. It depends on different conditions of the premises. Was it a restaurant before, or is it a different type of office? Or does it include, certain aspects that you need in a juice bar? So it varies depending on the location.
yeah, and the
Um,
renovation, you could spend 20,000 renovation, or you could spend 200,000 renovation. I mean,
Correct.
pretty
So it
much.
depends where you're at, what kind of a shopping center it is, if there's units on top or not, and all those things. But that's typically how a store looks. They look very similar.
Mhm.
And like I said, it's friendly. And I'm glad to, people really like it. We're building a community.
No, I really love it. I really love it, and I really want to congratulate you for what you have, built and accomplished. This is a fantastic brand. Um, I mean, it's a great brand with a great cause. You are keeping our community residents in good shape and healthy. That is fantastic. That is a fantastic way to do it. So definitely, we have like 3 more minutes left. What I really want to do is really to encourage people that are interested in learning more about MOVITA juice bar to just visit your website. I'm putting out the website is on the screen, movitajuicebar.com. If you want to learn
Correct.
about location,
MOVITAjuicebar.com. That's the site.
and if you're interested in buying a franchise, then it's movitajuicebarfranchise.com. That is
Correct.
that is the website, or you could Google it. I'm sure that you'll find it, and hopefully they're gonna be near you in every city, in every state across the nation, and perhaps even internationally, right? Because you and I were talking about Mexico, and who knows, all over Latin America, everything is possible, my friend. But
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
a couple of things that I really want to do with you. I want to invite you to be part. I'm part of. I know I asked you. I told you that you already were part of the Latino Business Action Network, or at Stanford University. That is an awesome program. I'll be sending you an application. I want you to be part of that group, because it's a very powerful group that help you. I mean, Stanford University PhD professor, they help you how to take your business from 1 million to 10 million, 10 million to 100 million, 100 million to $1 billion business.
Oh, wow.
I see your franchise business to easily become a maybe hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in the near future. As it is, you already have like 30 plus locations. If each location is generating at least $1 million, based on the way I always explain it, at least your franchise brand is worth at least $30 million, maybe more. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I want to help you through the Latino Franchise Association so you can get better and really expand and keep growing your business. So I'll be sending you the application for the next cohort so you can participate and join that program. Also, I'm organizing an event I'm gonna bring this event next week. I'm gonna be in Palm Beach, and I'm organizing this event. So let me take the time also to promote people in the area of Florida. If you're in Florida, I would like to invite you to El Progreso, the Progress of Latinos in Franchising. It's a conference that I am organizing in conjunction with the Title Center for Franchising at Palm Beach Atlantic University. Dr. John Hayes, he's the chairman or the chair of the Title Center for Franchising. So he's helping me put together this event. And we have a great lineup of speaker. We have Julio Fuente, who is the CEO and president of the state of Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. He'll be speaking about the status of Latinos businesses in Florida. And Dr. Hayes put together an awesome panel, a great panel that will be speaking about franchising and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you have to be there. If you want to register, go to latinofranchise.org, click on registration, and you will be able to register. This is a free event. And always we want to thank our sponsor, Franfone, Start Point Brands, Accurate Franchising, Roslyn Flores, Florida State, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and the Hispanic Entrepreneur Initiative. And also Raul I am in negotiation. We are working. We're gonna bring this event to Stanford University. Stanford is having an event on March 27. So we are aiming to have El Progreso of Latino in Franchising at Stanford University on Tuesday, March 26th. And I'm gonna have a panel of franchisor. So I'm gonna send you an invite ahead of time so you could be there and be part of that panel. I want to invite a couple of Latino franchisor. I have another franchisor in near you in LA that he's in a different industry, but his name is Mike Herrera from Cold View Franchise. Mike also a member of the association, and Mike he lives in Los Angeles, so he has a franchise that put tinted windows on tinted windows on commercial windows. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to invite you to this event at Stanford University. It is a VIP, a very great event, so you can connect with a lot of Latino successful business owners and really start connecting and learning. But the most important thing is that we're bringing El Progreso of Latinos in Franchising to Palo Alto, California, Silicon Valley, Stanford University. So this is gonna be nice. Really gonna be awesome. So I want you to be in the Latino franchisor panel and create a panel about Latino franchisors. So I'm gonna invite.
I would love to. Thank you for the invite. I would love to participate.
Definitely,
my pleasure.
And I really want to thank you for joining us and participating in our podcast and for joining our association. And I'm looking forward to having a great working relationship. And we need role models like you, my friend. We definitely need role model like you. And through the Latino Franchise Association, we want to make sure that everybody get to know you. We have a magazine called Franquicia Fest. I would love to my team to write an article about what you have built. We're also working on our first annual convention. We're going to do it in San Juan, Puerto Rico at the end of the year. And let's see, we're going to do award recognition, recognizing Latino franchisor, Latino franchisees, the Latino trendsetters in the franchising industry that now we are building. We are bringing more and more people that are investing, Latinos that are investing in the franchising industry, which is fantastic and great, my friend. I think I said too much. Is that clear?
No, that was great. That was great. Thank you so much. I mean, wow, I'm impressed by now I really think you should come out with a Rafael award, because you are really the person that's been, paving the way. So thank you so much for all your contributions.
And the last thing is I'm going to set up another appointment so we can do the same podcast, but we're going to do it in español. En español lo vamos a hacer. So I'll coordinate with you in a week or so, maybe 2 weeks from now, so we can do it in Spanish. Espero que te haya gustado. I hope that you enjoyed it. Any final words?
No, definitely. Thank you so much for the invite. I appreciate it a lot.
There you have it, guys. Raúl Fernando. Is that your last name, Fernando?
Raúl Fernando Rodríguez.
Raúl
Fernando.
Okay, Raúl Fernando Rodríguez. He's the CEO and founder of MOVITA Juice Bar franchise, a Latino trendsetter that has over 30 plus locations in the beautiful state of California, in the beautiful city of Los Angeles. Oh my God. I'm so happy and excited. So looking forward to meet you soon at Stanford. And that's all for today, guys. Thank you. Stay tuned and don't forget to hit like in all of our social media platforms and listen to all the podcast platform, our podcast and all the podcast platforms that we are posting it. Thank you. Ciao. Until next time.
Thank you.
Latino can no longer be rendered invisible. Latinos are boosting the U.S. economy under the powerful franchising business model. It is time for change and to take actions for the business future of the Latino community.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
We stand for more opportunities for people from all walks of life. Join us to be part of the transformation of the franchising industry, where Latinos have the power to grow on a large scale.